Good morning, everyone. April 17th, 9:10 in the morning here in Seattle. And woohoo, today is Friday. But wait, I think every day is Friday for me at the moment. Hey, let's get to it today. Hey, a little bit different of a show today. Instead of the question of the day or my thought process on, let's say, Scotch tape, I'm going to do a little bit of a show and tell Friday. I took three things from my collection what I consider more oddball things and items I don't typically collect, but things I've had for many years, and we'll show them 1, 2, and 3. But yesterday on the 16th, I did one big project around the house. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, jump over to YouTube. You'll see the photo. But I dug out the middle area of our front yard. That was mainly poana, and I did the topsoil, the seed, and then the feed for the seed. So that was a good, I think, half-day project and a good way to end the week from a around the house perspective. I'll spend the next couple of days just doing some smaller things here and there, but I think the heavy lifting is done for the week. But hey, let's get to it and let's talk about some oddball items in my collection and things that I'll probably never remove from the collection over the next many years. So one item in the collection that did not make the top 3, but one that's I think really cool, so we'll consider it a bonus item or number 4. It's this in-person autograph. And if you're a Tigers fan, you'll know who that is, but that's Jacoby Jones. My girlfriend works at a store that's next to or connected to a major hotel that majority of the MLB teams stay at when they're here in Seattle. So players will come in and out as they're on their off days or before a night game. But Jacoby was really cool, and he came in a couple of times. And the second time she got his autograph. She also got to meet Nico Goodrum. Both those guys are really cool. So that's a cool item that's in the collection that will never leave just because he's a cool guy. So the next 3, I'm going to label them third, second, and first. They're all really first in the collection. But, if I had to pick an order, I would pick these just from significance of how they were obtained and sort of the player and what they are. But in third place is this Nolan Ryan in-person auto from the state capital of Texas. So my sister worked at the Capitol for many years, and I don't know why he was there, but she was able to meet him and grab his autograph on letterhead. So I think it's just cool because of the fact that he played in a couple different states, but when you look at you think of Nolan Ryan, you think of the Rangers, and so that's really cool. So I don't have it on display much. I broke the back of the holder, but kind of a cool thing to have from Nolan Ryan. So this card would be number 1 if it wasn't for the first card on the list. But the second card is one that is very meaningful to me just because I knew the player for so many years, played a ton of golf with him, worked with him for many years, or worked for him in a sense. But this is a 1962 post-serial card of Jesse Whittington. He's obviously in El Paso. He went to UTEP, Texas Western back in the day. And the cool thing is when I had him sign this card and the team photo from the 60s, he didn't understand this was in a top loader, so the back of the top loader is actually signed too. So I keep it in a top loader, not a top loader, but a team bag, just that doesn't wear, but it's kind of cool that it's signed in both spots. Jesse unfortunately passed away, I think 2012, 2013. But heck of a golfer, heck of a man overall, and to hear his stories of playing with Bart Starr, playing for Lombardi, that was really, really neat over the many years. And at the same time of Jesse, I was able to interact with and play golf with Roy Jarella. He was the kicker of the Steelers in the 70s, and his ring, he wore one ring all the time, and he let me wear it one time, and that was kind of incredible to be able to hold and touch a ring from the Steelers in the 70s. But there is card number 2, Jesse Whittington. So So this next item is first on the list because it was the first thing I had ever attained, I believe, in the memorabilia world back in the day. It probably coincided with the first couple of baseball cards I ever owned, and this was an in-person autograph, and I was with a friend and his father. And his father said, "Hey, look who that is down there." And we were at a UTEP football game. Hey, go get his autograph. And this is something that I don't know how I've kept on to it for so long, but I've had it for almost 30 years now. But this is obviously it's personalized, but to Chris Torres. Obviously, he's misspelled it, but it's Tim Hardaway and Golden State Warriors. So this was obtained probably in the late 80s. I don't think early 90s. But this is after because he went to UTEP and then he was on Golden State. And so this is on a backup ticket for a game at the Sun Bowl. I have no recollection of who UTEP was playing. I'm unable to figure out the time frame of the item or of the game in itself or when I obtained it. But it's just something that I've always had. And I think it's really, really neat. I probably should send it to PSA just to have it encapsulated. But I don't even collect basketball cards, but this is just something that I've had for many, many years, and somehow I thankfully kept it, and I've kept it in great condition ever since then. So it was really, really nice. I just remember going up to him and saying, "Mr. Hardaway, can I please have your autograph?" And he said, "Sure." And he said, "What's your name?" And he spelled it that way, and there we go. That's probably my favorite item in my collection when it comes to in-person autographs. I don't do a lot of in-person. I'm not a big person around waiting in lines for autographs. I prefer to have the card, signed in a sense. But that's item number one, and something that I'll never let go of in the collection. So those are my 4 things in my collection that I value the most from a sentimental perspective. I'd be curious to hear what your top items are from your collection. So hit me up on Twitter or leave a comment below. Also, if you like the channel and like what we're doing here, please subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. Thumbs up, thumbs down. And guys, you have a great weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow.